Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have another cruise line with another cruise ship that was setting sail to head for their first Alaska cruise, and now she has propulsion issues. We also have a cruise ship that completely failed the CDC surprise inspection. We have a cruise line that's looking to hire up to 10% of their workforce. They need more and more people. And some good news, if you're going on a Carnival-owned cruise line, that's one of their 9 different cruise lines, it looks like your internet is gonna be faster. So with the growing demand that's going on right now in the cruise industry, you know the ships are selling out. The ships are expensive because they're selling out. They need more employees to fill the roles. A lot of people are complaining that they don't seem to be getting the service that they used to get a year or a year and a half ago, and it could be because they are short-staffed. Well, Royal Caribbean has come out and said, you know what, we are looking to hire, and we're looking to hire fast. And they're looking in Gambia, Jamaica. They're trying to get Jamaica to hold courses and training in their colleges for quick service and get people up and running in the training in the service industry so they can hire them. They want to hire 10,000 new employees, both in the ships, their destinations, and their private islands. All of these things need to have more staff, and they're almost ready to complete next year their new private island, so they absolutely want to have more employees. So hey, if you're looking to join the cruise ship industry, you might want to check out some of their job fairs that they hold across the world, or contact Royal Caribbean because they're hiring. Some good news if you're on a Carnival-owned cruise ship. That's one of their many, many lines. Anything from Costa to P&O to Princess to Cunard to Holland America to Carnival. You name it, they own it, it seems. They have over 90 cruise ships out there, and according to a recent report, they are now equipped with Starlink, which was definitely a much faster system than they used to have at sea. It can still have some issues, but definitely a much faster streaming service. And this is mostly because we live in an online world nowadays. Everybody seems to stream, everybody seems to need to connect, and more people are able to work from home or away in an office. They need to be able to connect and have reliable connectivity so that they can cruise more often. And they're looking at the business side of things, and they're looking at families, and they're looking at the younger folk who want to have more connections and be able to have faster internet. Nothing worse than trying to open up an email and it takes 20 minutes to open up a single email, and you look at your email list and there's 50 there. It can drive you nuts if you're trying to do work on a cruise ship. Some of us absolutely have to in order to get away. While their family are out enjoying the ships, they're still in their room trying to get the job done. So if you're going to go on a Carnival ship, good news, Starlink is up and should have much better internet connections. Now, the CDC often does inspections of cruise ships, and they come at a surprise. They come on the ship, they inspect you, they give you a score, and a score of 85 is a fail. If you're below 85, you're basically a fail on this system. Well, Margaritaville C, the little cruise line that's offering those cheap cruises from Florida, they just bought a ship that's twice the size of the one they have out there now. They're looking to expand. Well, they had a surprise inspection and it did not go as planned. In fact, some of these are pretty severe violations. Some of the things like the water lines servicing the ship's medical facility, the garbage room, the engine room, all had things like improper marking, blocked vents, and also corrosion on some of the pipes and that. That's not a good look, but some of the more concerning ones that I also saw were the food preparation area. For example, they didn't have enough of the solutions for cleaning fruits and vegetables the crew members appeared unsure which ones to actually use. Also, several of the freezers, coolers are not maintained and were not at proper safe temperatures. Which, I mean, if you're storing chicken and fish and beef, those things have to be absolutely held at a proper temperature. Otherwise, like, you can get, very, very sick, very, very easy if it's not stored properly, especially when you're doing multiple people. So yeah, a lot of violations. They did fail. They got under 85. I think they got an 83 score, and they all came with a total of like 46 different things that they need to address. Now they have a certain amount of time to get these things corrected, and another inspection will happen. And if they don't, they could actually be told they can't sail. So these are very serious, and they will have to get some of these issues fixed ASAP. Next, I have a couple stories about Princess cruises, changing itineraries and propulsion issues. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the issues going on possibly the ship you may be going on next week, from the connectivity for all the ships out, who has good Wi-Fi, who doesn't have good Wi-Fi, the ships you might want to avoid right now until they get their cleanliness fixed, all those things will keep you updated here on this channel. Hope to entertain you along as well, and maybe even save you a little bit of money, a little bit of time, and a little bit of frustration on your next cruise. I hope you'll join us. It really does help the channel if you subscribe and hit that like button and make those comments. And again, I really do appreciate it. All right, let's talk about Princess. If you're going to be sailing the East Coast on Princess this year on the Enchanted Princess, she's had notable itinerary changes. One of them has been Bar Harbor. The Enchanted Princess is basically avoiding Bar Harbor now, and most of her fall sailings have canceled Bar Harbor because of the restrictions being issued. While the restrictions in Bar Harbor really don't happen till next year, depending on when you booked that ship on the itinerary, well, apparently the Enchanted Princess wasn't booked early enough, and now she won't be able to get into port. So they're changing that itinerary. That has a lot of people a little upset, and they've also changed another destination on that cruise as well. So two of their stops they're changing, as well as arriving later in the day in Boston. It's a whole mess. But also, they just announced that their August 31st cruise, which still has a lot of people concerned, because that's supposed to be the Love Boat cruise. Now, they've told me that yes, the Love Boat staff from the original Love Boat series will still be on. It's still a Love Boat cruise, even though they don't say the Love Boat cruise anymore on the website. They've assured me it's still going on. So I got my fingers crossed that it is, because I'm intending, hopefully, to be able to sail on that sailing. But now we just got told that we will not be doing one of the ports on that call as well. They are changing the itinerary because of, again, restrictions that are going on the East Coast. Even though Bar Harbor was not one of them, one of the cruise ports we're going on to has limits on there. Even though they voted this year to raise the limits, they still have a limit of the size of cruise ships that can come in on a given week, and Princess is over that size. So they are now changing that one as well. Lots of changes coming up, and if you have any cruises down the East Coast this year, next year, be prepared. Doesn't matter which cruise line you're sailing, there could be some itinerary changes coming, unless you're on one of those small ships like Regent Seven Seas or American Cruise Lines that are under the 1,000 passengers. Chances are those ones are the ones that are always go ahead as scheduled. But anything over the 2,000 cruise ship passengers, you're going to be out of luck. And speaking of out of luck, this is the second cruise ship that was heading to their first Alaska cruise down the west coast of the United States, heading to Vancouver, and the Sapphire Princess, well, it had propulsion issues. And it arrived in Vancouver late, causing a bunch of hassle for people trying to fly home and people getting ready to get on the ship. And they needed to do repairs in Vancouver, so much so that it was supposed to set sail on May 11th, and it did not set sail until the morning of May the 12th. It spent overnight in Vancouver. It was also supposed to sail to Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway, Glacier Bay, and end up in College Ford. Well, they've changed it because of these propulsion issues. They say, well, we're not going to get to Ketchikan now. We're not going to get to College Ford anymore. We're not going to get to Glacier Bay anymore. Yeah, we're going to, even at the time in Juneau, we were supposed to get there in the afternoon. We're going to get there in the evening. Wow. Like, just wow, right? Things have changed a lot on that. And a lot of people are saying that's on the ship right now, it's because they don't think the propulsion issues are fixed. However, Princess hasn't confirmed that. Princess has not come out and said, you know what, the issues are ongoing and we will affect upcoming cruises as well. However, that's a big change in this itinerary, just from leaving 12 hours later to miss 3 different areas of the cruise on a one-way cruise. That's a lot of schedule. That's a lot of schedule. So we'll have to keep our ear open and our eyes open and listen and see what's happening with the Sapphire Princess. But I mean, that's crazy. The second ship this season, heading to the very first sailing, both broke down and came down with propulsion issues. And yes, the last one ended up missing some cruises. So let's hope that this one gets fixed. Let's hope there really is no propulsion issues and it's just the delay and the speed limits, etc. But if you're on the Sapphire Princess in the next coming few weeks, keep an eye open because they may be offering you to shift your cruise and your vacation may be greatly altered. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.